Welcome to SATV News. This is Noor Alamin with headlines. PM vows independent judiciary access to judiciary for all e-bail bond system rolled out in 7. BNP announces 36 candidate for reserved women's seat in Parliament. Names confirmed at Neapolitan press briefing. Global realities led to slight increase in fuel prices, said Commerce Minister. Now in details. Prime Minister Tariq Rahman on Monday said access to justice is a constitutional right for every citizen and not a matter of charity or mercy, stressing that his government envision a Bangladesh where all are equal before an independent and impartial judiciary. We want to build a Bangladesh where there is no difference between the Prime Minister and police officer, public officials and ordinary citizens in the justice system. The judiciary will be fully independent and a strong pillar of justice, he also said, while inaugurating the e-bail bond system at the Bagura District Court and 6 other district court. He also said the e-bail bond system would be a milestone in ensuring access to justice. We believe in access to justice for all. Today's digital initiative is a such major breakthrough to ensure that right are accepted. Under the new system, he said, a judge will verify bail order and send them directly online to the prison authority, enabling the immediate release for the person concerned once his order is received. As a result, the e-bail bond or electronic bail system will put an end to unnecessary harassment and suffering for the judicial process. The Bangladesh Nationalist Party BNP has finalized its list of candidates for the reserved women's seat in the 13th Parliament. The list was announced at a press conference this afternoon at the party's central office in Neapolitan, Dhaka by Senior Joint Secretary General Ruhul Kabir Rizvi. The candidates include Salima Rahman, Shirin Sultana, Rashida Begum Hibra, Rehana Akhtar Ranu, Nawaz Halima Arli, Farida Yasmin, Bilkis Islam, Shakia Farzana, Helen Zarin Khan, Nilufar Chaudhuri Moni, Nipun Roy Chaudhuri, Zeba Amin Khan, the Mahmuda Habiba, Sabina Sultana, Sanlila Zabrim, Sanjida Islam Tuli, Sultana Ahmed and Fahmida Haq. Others on list are Anna Mins, Sabarna Shikdar, Shamim Arabegum Shopna, Shammi Akhtar, Firdausi Ahmed, Bithika Binte Hussain, Suraya Zevrin, Munsara Akhtar, Zaharat Adib Chaudhuri, Mamtaz Alam, Fahmida Nasrin, Afia Sultana, Sanjida Yasmin, Shakotara Akib, and Mabi Marma, Selina Sultana, Rezeka Sultana, and Nadia Pathan Papon. Commerce Minister Khandakar Abdul Muqtadir today said while fuel have prices been increased, the prices of essential goods will not rise significantly. Nothing that foods items are not made for the fuel. Fuel is mainly used in transportation and even in manufacturing industry. Energy account for only 7 to 8% of total production cost, he said. While speaking of journalists after inaugurating a measles and rubella vaccination campaign at Government Agargan Girls High School and College in Sylhet, the minister said in the overall economic and global context, fuel prices have increased only slightly. Without this adjustment, import cost would have surged. When import costs rise, it's natural for consumer price to increase. Fuel prices have gone up across the world, including in developed countries. And the minister said the government is working to prevent the fuel price hike from the inflation. Nothing that diesel subsidies for farmers will continue alongside measures in other sectors to keep price stable. Health and Family Welfare State Minister M.A. Mohid said the country's healthcare system has collapsed due to corruption under the government and flawed policy decision under another, particularly in vaccination program. He said 15 years of widespread corruption and mismanagement along the subsequent policy failure in immunization under the interim government had severely weakened the health system. He also added the government had since moved quickly, launching a nationwide vaccination campaign within a month of taking office. He made this remark when inaugurating a nationwide measles campaign. The vaccination campaign at Shahjatpur Upazila Health Complex in Srirajganj today. Highlighting the condition of sector, Mohit said, "We have inherited a broken health system, outdated and unusable equipment, inadequate treatment facility and a lack of security for healthcare program. A measles outbreak began just 15 days after the government took office. The system and disease stem from years of accumulated neglect," he also added. The state minister noted that measles, a highly contagious disease, could have been prevented through timely vaccination. Children are now affected because they don't receive vaccines on time, he said. Despite the challenges, Mohit said the government had taken swift action. Within just 1 month, we have launched a nationwide immunization campaign, he said. He also added high-risk areas were prioritized ahead of nationwide rollout. A Dhaka court today placed 2 associates of former Defense and Security Advisor for the former Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, Major General retired Tariq Siddiq, on a 4-day remand on the connection with the case linked to the anti-discrimination student movement. The accused and the Mr. Mahidul Islam said the Jamia, one of them is reportedly the driver of Tariq Siddiq, while the other in his caretaker. Dhaka Metropolitan Magistrate Darul Alam passed the order today, confirmed State Prosecutor Harunur Rashid. Earlier the day, Investigate Officer Inspector Amjad Hussain Talukdar produced the accused before the court and sought a 7-day remand. After hearing the application, the court granted a 4-day remand. A Dhaka court today granted permission to the Anti-Corruption Commission (ACC) to interrogate former ICT State Minister Zunaid Ahmed Polok at the jail gate for a case filed under charges of acquiring asset beyond known sources to income and money laundering. Dhaka Metropolitan Senior Special Judge Mohammad Sibir Faiz passed the order following a petition filed. The ACC and the ACC Assistant Director Al Amin submitted the application seeking permission to interrogate the accused for the jail gate for the sake of the proper investigation. Earlier, the case was filed on 12 December 2024 by ACC Deputy Director Mustafizur Rahman. In compliance with case statement, Polok allegedly acquired asset worth Dhaka 8.73 crore beyond known sources to income through the illegal means. It further stated the deposited 32.04 crore Dhaka and withdraw 29.84 crore through 25 bank accounts in his name, engaging in unusual transaction and laundering money through bribery and corruption. Temperature are set to rise in Dhaka and other parts of Bangladesh today, with the trend expected to continue tomorrow, according to Bangladesh Meteorological Department (BMD). Meteorologist Muhammad Tariqul Nawaz Kabir told to Daily Star the temperature may increase slightly by 1 to 2 degrees Celsius in a specific area, adding that Dhaka's temperature could reach around 36 degrees Celsius today compared to 35.5 degrees recorded yesterday. He also said high humidity in making conditions feel hotter than aqueous temperature and high level of moisture air prevents sweat drying easily, which cause discomfort, he also explained. Viewers, we're taking a short break. Stay with us.
Hello and welcome to International Affairs, and my name is Shamsul Alam Pantha.
I don't see an easy resolution to this because every slight deviation from the plan,
opening an open war conflict with them,
testing nuclear missiles,
Russia's announcement of these supposedly successful testing,
special and exclusive footage that is being played on SATV screen,
really come to terms with Hamas.
Damage estimated between this entire issue.
President Trump is expected to hold bilateral talks.
preserving biodiversity and tackling climate change.
We cannot protect the planet before we negotiate peace.
Where is it going? Is it understanding the needs of its people before the needs of this global?
Welcome back and you are watching SATV News. Now news from abroad. Iran's official news agency IRNA said this Sunday the country has rejected taking part in the second round of the peace talks with the United States after US President Donald Trump said new negotiations would take place in Pakistan on Monday evening. My representatives are going of Islamabad, Pakistan. There will be what tomorrow evening, no negotiation, Trump wrote in his social media post on Sunday. Trump also said that US has offered a fair and reasonable deal if Iran rejects the deal, and US will knock out every single power plant and every single breeze of Iran. Iran's absence from the second round of talks stems from what they call Washington's excessive demand, unrealistic expectation, constant shift at its stance, repeated contradiction, and ongoing naval blockade, which it considered a breach of the ceasefire. IRNA said a post on social media platform X in another report published in Farsi. IRNA said report realized about the second round of peace talks between Tehran and Washington in Islamabad are not true. As a matter of fact, just today, Iran's foreign minister spokesperson Ismail Baghai said there is no plan for a second round of negotiations with the US for now. US Central Command CENTCOM said on Sunday that US forces intercepted and took custody for the Iranian-flagged cargo ship for the Gulf of Oman, which Iran denounced as a part of the primary vowing to relationship. According to CENTCOM, the guided missile destroyer USS Spruance intercepted the vessel, identified as MP Toko, as transited the North Arabia Sea in 70 knots, route to Bandar Abbas in Iran. In fact, CENTCOM claimed US forces issued multiple warnings over the 6-hour period, informing the ship it was a violation for a US naval blockade near the Strait for the Hormuz Truce, disabled Turkey, the population by firing several rounds engine room. US Marine vessel. As a result, Iran condemned Al-Anavia Central Headquarters on Monday warned Iran would soon round US armed maritime policy. Eight children with ages ranging from 1 to 14 were killed in a mass shooting on Sunday in Shreveport, Louisiana, and suspected gunman was later fatally shot by police during a vehicle chase, local authorities said. The Shreveport Police Department spokesperson Christopher Baudouin said as a new confirms that some of the children related to the suspected gunman. Bellstone said at least 10 people total were shot, but didn't provide details on the status for the surviving victim. The shooting occurred just after 6 a.m. on Sunday and is considered a domestic disturbance. Baudouin said the suspected gunman hijacked a car after the shooting and died after police fired in vehicle during a chase. Baudouin said Louisiana State Police are investigating the officer involved shooting of this individual, and Kate Stegall said. Baudouin said the name of the suspected gunman would be released once the department has notified family of the victim. We know some of the children inside were descendants. Baudouin said this is a tragic situation, maybe the worst tragic situation we have ever seen, Mayor Tom Alexander said.
This is all preliminary information. This is a
Tremors were felt in Tokyo, Japan on Monday after the earthquake with a preliminary magnitude of 7.4 struck off the northeastern coast for the country. The earthquake measured an upper 5 in Japan's the seismic intensity scale is strong enough to make it difficult for people to move around. In many cases, unreinforced concrete block wall collapse. Japanese Prime Minister Sein Takaichi issued evacuation order to citizens for the affected area. Speaking to reporter, the Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi said the government had set up an emergency task force and urged citizens in affected area to evacuate to safety. The government urged residents to stay away from coastal area where tsunami wave up to 3 meters were expected. At least 25 people have been killed in an explosion at firecracker factory in the southern Indian state for Tamil Nadu, with 6 others seriously injured. The blast occurred at the Vanzana fireworks industry and the Varundingo on Sunday evening. The factory was supposed to be closed, but about 50 workers were inside at the time. Officials said A second explosion occurred while rescue operation were on, injuring 13 more people. 2 not down, sustained serious harm. An eyewitness who is being treated and injured said around 25 people working in veranda in front of the factory when the fire broke out. Furthermore, the firecracker continued to explode inside the building, which significantly slowed down rescue for operations. Thousands of people have been displaced after a fire destroyed around 1,000 homes in a coastal village in Malaysia, Sabah State, on Borneo Island on Sunday, the fire department said. Drone footage from the scene showed thick smoke covering the area as the engulfed settlement. Authorities were notified of the fire in Sandakan district at around 1:32 a.m. The district fire and rescue chief Jimmy Langan said in a statement, strong wind and the close proximity for houses.
Hello and welcome to International Affairs, and my name is Shamsalam Panta.
I don't see an easy resolution to this because every slight deviation from the plan,
opening an open war conflict with them.
Testing nuclear missiles.
Russia's announcement of these supposedly successful testing.
Special and exclusive footage.
Script. Over 9,000 residents have been affected by the fire, though no deaths have been reported. Tens of thousands of Japanese citizens gathered in Tokyo, voicing strong opposition of dangerous policy shift under the current administration led by Prime Minister Sanai Takaichi. Protesters carried banner and chanted slogan condemning move to relax Japan's restriction on arms export and revive the country's post-Pacific constitution. Slogans such as Takaichi administration step down and stop weapon the export encouraged through the street as demonstration expressed concern that Japan's recent policy direction could undermine its long-slide commitment to peace. Japan's post-war condition, especially Article 9, stated that Japanese people renounce war as sovereign right for the nation. Though threats the first means in setting international dispute, the current rules laid out in Japan's 3 principles on transfer of defense equipment and technology limit its defense equipment export to 5 non-combat purposes, namely rescue transport, warning surveillance, and night whipping. Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez said on Sunday that Spain will present a proposal to the European Union calling on the 27-member bloc to break off its application agreement with Israel. The proposal is a result for the Middle East country, the violation of international law and military operation, particularly losing the Gaza Strip. Lebanon at a campaign rally in the southern province of Houla, Sanchez said a government that violates international law for the principle of EU cannot be part of. Sanchez said Spain would be formally requesting the termination of association agreement during a meeting for the EU 27 foreign minister in Luxembourg on Tuesday. At the same time campaign event, he also reiterated Spain's opposition to ongoing conflict involving United States and Israel against Iran, describing it as a major mistake. In fact, earlier this month, Sanchez said Israel's military operation in Gaza Strip and Lebanon are flagrant violation of international humanitarian law, urging the EU and act decisively to prevent Lebanon from becoming a new Gaza. Before ending, we go through the SATV News headlines again. Prime Minister vows independent judiciary access to justice for all. E-bail bond system rolled out in 7 districts. BNP announces 36 candidates for reserved women's seats in Parliament. Names confirmed at Neapolitan press briefing. Global realities are led by slight increase in fuel prices, said Commerce Minister. You are up to date with the top stories so far here on SATV. And to know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.